All right, welcome back, everybody, to Modern Mondays at Guardian Games. We are going to get started tonight. A night that is the last day in Portland for now, for our friend Gabe.
Yeah, that is true. I'm driving out tomorrow. Yeah. And I decided to spend my last day here doing commentary for y'all after playing many games of Magic in the summer series. A little burnt out, but super happy to be here.
Yeah. Well, you got second in the summer series
I
after
did.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Round one here, we're going to get you started with Nikki Mullane versus Nick Beekert. And this is going to be Mono Red Prowess against Vannifar Blade.
Yeah. A very sweet new brew here. Um, Bant colors, similar to the Vannifar Pod deck that was being played a little bit a few months ago. This time using the Stoneforge Mystic package as a 2-drop that can both get useful equipment and also be potted away into 3 drops to help get your combo going for a combo finish.
Seems like as reasonable a deck as any to just jam some Stoneforge
Yeah,
Mystics into. I mean, I've seen worse ones.
that that is definitely true. Certainly not the worst thing that you could be doing with Stoneforge Mystic.
Not at all.
Uh,
Okay. Nick here on a mulligan. Gonna bottom, I think, a Restoration Angel. And Nikki gonna start us off with a Fiery Islet.
yeah. Um, Yeah, so Soul Scar Mage coming out here seems pretty good, turning the removal spells into more permanent removal with those -1/-1 counters. The Vannifar Blade deck really needs creatures to be on the board and sticking around in order for the combo to happen. And well, obviously with this Mono Red Prowess deck, you want to be pointing things upstairs and lowering your opponent's life total. Being able to keep the board clear will also really prevent this Vannifar Blade deck from being able to do a lot of relevant things.
Yeah. So yeah, taxing that those burn spells as removal is meaningful here, and we're gonna get a prowess trigger off of a Manamorphose. Draw a card, burst lightning your noble hierarch. Please start over, and that Soul Scar Mage now has 3 power, 4 power. Take 3. I think the prowess deck is still really good.
Yeah. Um, Definitely shifting away from the Arclight Phoenix package after the banning of Faithless Looting, but a lot of decks were already shifting away from that package already, just going towards the consistency of being able to not rely on like a single four of to enable your engine, and just going towards this more consistent style anyway. So a pivot from the deck that changes it for sure, but not necessarily a power drop.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Even before the looting banning, I like the version without the phoenixes more, and I think that banning looting maybe helped people make a better decision with this
Yeah,
deck.
I agree. One thing that you do have to contend with now is the presence of Batterskull,
Yeah.
which is a house against this deck and is very tough to beat, but isn't coming out until turn 3 and only do an unanswered Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah.
And
They have a lot of bolts.
yeah, and you're not really living to turn 5 to hardcast it most of the
Yeah,
time.
Nick here is barely living to his own turn 3. Um, After 2 bolts and a crash through, Soul Scar Mage hitting for 4. It's a lot.
Yeah, and I
All right, here's
Stoneforge Mystic.
Stoneforge Mystic. What can we get? Since this is a toolbox deck full of creatures.
Yeah. Fire and Ice seems okay because we can just shock our opponent's creatures.
Should we live to tell the tale?
Yeah, but
Lightning Greaves. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. This is what I like.
yeah.
Screw Batterskull.
Well, so I actually saw a Batterskull in Nick's hand, I believe.
Okay.
And maybe this incentivizes Stoneforge Mystic to not be killed immediately, letting him get Batterskull in, which is a fortunate turn of the tides. But he could also just be dead.
Yeah, there's a good chance he's dead. All right, Runaway Steamkin, standard favorite. Now in modern. Okay. Stoneforge Mystic gonna block Soul Scar Mage, Burst Lightning, going upstairs, I believe.
I would assume so. Um,
That's the table volume.
Yeah, I would assume so because the Soul Scar Mage is just gonna eat the Stoneforge Mystic anyway after the Prowess
Yeah.
trigger.
Yeah.
Um,
Ice Fang Quaddle.
yeah, not looking.
Value play, but okay. So Nikki is empty-handed, so we'll see if she can finish this out. Runaway Steam can definitely helps, but Manamorphose, all right.
Pretty good
Trigger,
draw.
trigger. I keep going.
Yeah, and she does have a redraw with this Fiery Islet. But
Yeah, we're gonna look for another card. 1 red mana floating, but we have 3 counters on that Steamkin. Okay. The old Am I Dead? Yep,
yeah,
I'm
it
dead.
didn't seem like there's a lot of main board outs for Nick in that position.
No. So, speaking of main boards, sideboards,
Yeah.
what does Nick have available?
So Nick has a few tools that are definitely going to be relevant in this matchup. We have a Kitchen Finks and a Knight of Autumn, which are both 3 drops that can gain in life, as well as an Obstinate Baloth at the 4-drop slot and a Thragtusk at the 5-drop slot.
Can we just chain through all of those? That'd be great.
Yes.
Sweet.
Additionally, we have 2 Path to Exile, or Path of Exile. Yeah, Path to Exile. Maybe being able to prevent some early pressure and make those 1-drop prowess threats not be worth 5 damage. But maybe we just want to be focusing on our own game plan and gaining life.
So yeah, I think I like bringing in the life gain chain here.
I agree.
I'm not sure how much of the rest of this. I'm about Path is a maybe. I think I don't know.
Yeah, the mono red prowess deck does rely a lot on its prowess triggers.
That's true. That's very true.
there-
And with the Steamkin now too.
Yeah, and a lot of like this deck's playing things like Lava Dart, which is a 1 mana sack a land burns shock basically, and the only reason it's being played is because it generates 2 prowess triggers, which is really
4
valuable
damage.
for this deck. Yeah, exactly.
1 mana sack a land 4 damage.
Yeah, and so being able to turn off, making Lava Dart from like good bolt to bad shock again,
Yeah.
can be valuable.
That's true. And yeah, let alone if they have more than 1 prowess creature out, it becomes increasingly more damage.
Definitely.
So Nikki's sideboard options that she is looking at are 2 Surgical Extraction, 1 Volcanic Fallout, 1 Tormod's Crypt, 1 Fry, 1 Shrine of Burning Rage, 3 Dragon's Claw, 1 Hazoret the Fervent, 2 Shattering Spree and a Braid, and 2 Alpine Moon. I'm not sure that there's a ton here that I love.
Yeah.
Like she's set up in the main deck.
There's definitely no windmill.
I guess there's a Braid for the equipment.
Yeah.
But
Fry kills Vannifar, which is
Fry does kill
pretty
Vannifar. I like
relevant.
Fry.
Yeah.
So maybe Fry and a Braid, but doesn't
Yeah.
need a ton.
And you don't really want to be diverting too much from your game plan. Like you're definitely not a combo deck. Like you can sideboard in multiple pieces, but keeping that core deck strong, especially against this 3-color deck.
Yeah, I think that you really have to think about, are you taking out cards that are actually worse than the ones you're bringing in?
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of these, it's going to be hard to make the case that you don't just want your lightning bolts. Seemed to work fine the first game.
Yeah. Let's see.
So, speaking of Kitchen Finks.
I don't want to talk about Kitchen Finks.
We're going to talk about Kitchen Finks, Gabe. We're going to talk about Kitchen Finks.
Okay.
So, they're going to save you. Look, they're presenting. You're in luck.
We'll have to come back to
We're
it.
going to come back to it. I'm not letting you off the hook with this one.
Yeah. So, what are we looking for out of Nick's opening hand here? It seems like he's the underdog in this matchup.
We've got to look for... How do you feel if you're Nick and you have a reasonable path to a combo, but you know for a fact that, your hierarch's going to get bolted. Everything's going to get bolted.
Well, I don't think that you know for a fact that Hierarch's. I don't think that's a set in stone thing.
Yeah?
Like, obviously the age-old adage of bolting the bird, or more recently, bolting the
Pushing the
hierarch.
hierarch.
Yeah, pushing the hierarch. Is has stood the test of time for a reason, but it's not always right, and sometimes you do want to just develop a prowess creature.
Against Nick's deck specifically, though.
Sure. I guess
I think
it's
in general I agree with you.
yeah,
Against humans or something, there's just sometimes more important things to be dealing with.
yeah.
Often, really.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I believe I did see the the infamous Sphinx in
Yeah.
Nick's hand already, which
Gonna
is
get finked.
yeah.
Alright.
Um,
Nikki starting off Mountain Soulscar Mage as in game 1. Nick fetching end of turn for a Temple Garden.
yeah, Soulscar Mage very good against Kitchen Finks.
Actually, really great against Kitchen Finks.
Yeah.
So much for your persist, friend.
But we'll see how this goes. And if we can line up an explosive turn 2 here from Nikki's side.
Fiery Islet. See a Metamorphose in hand. A Bolt, a Swift Spear. What do we got? Take one. What are we following?
I would guess Steamkin?
Yeah.
Yeah. So really juicing this turn 3.
Yeah, really kind of trying to be explosive rather than sneak under with, something like the Swift Spear and a Lightning Bolt. I think it's right for her to be reserving her burn spells for when she has creature targets, and then like building the board and then using those lightning bolts to remove things while getting damage off prowess.
I would agree. And if just peering into Nikki's hand, if she has a third land drop, her turn 3 is gonna really be popping off. She can play another Prowess threat and then chain a Manamorphose. So it's gonna be bad news for Nick if he can't develop some sort of board state or deal with.
Yeah, he's got to find
Nikki's board
something.
state. So fetching off Prismatic Vista.
Prismatic Vista actually enabling a ton of cool stuff. I've seen so many decks that are actually leaning on that more over the 2-color fetches, just because it can just fetch 3 colors.
Yeah, with the rise of snow matters in Modern with things like Icefang Quaddle.
Yeah.
Icefang Quaddle being the main one, but Arkham's Astrolabe as well.
Yes.
Helping out.
Love me some 1-mana Prophetic Prism.
Yeah. Prismatic Vista has really just become a fantastic card that helps to enable the mana base of these decks.
Yep. So Nick has started his life gain chain with a Knight of Autumn. We'll see if he can follow maybe with a Miss Vannifar. Nikki here gonna cast a Manamorphose, charge up the Steamkin, Prowess on the Soul Scar, follow Swift Spear. Not gonna get that first trigger, but we'll see what else is in store. Here's a bolt to your face. Trigger, trigger, trigger.
Yikes.
It's only a little intimidating.
So this is...
Here comes a 4/4, a 3/4, and a 2/3.
Yeah.
Nice 2/1. Did gain you 4 life. 4 life about to be taken right back.
Yeah. Do we know if Nick has any ways to... So Nick's deck isn't an Ephemerate deck. He can't...
No.
Preserving this Knight of Autumn doesn't have Ephemerate value, but it does potentially have Vannifar pod value.
I think the fact that he's pausing here might mean that he does have or have a line to Vannifar.
Yeah.
And he wants to save the Knight of Autumn so that when he can get Vannifar going, he can sack it to get the next piece in the chain.
Mm-hmm.
However, this may not... We're talking a couple turns from now, and if he's not blocking something at some point, there may not be a couple turns from now.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention Nikki still has 3 in the grip, and that Vannifar is... I mean, I think I see 2 lightning bolts in there.
Yeah.
Bolt you. Trigger.
Ooh. Is this...
Bolt you.
lethal?
Yee. I think this is... Yeah. This is over.
Yeah.
Well, alright.
Yeah.
Well, that was a sweet Vannifar deck that we talked about, and I got very run over.
Yeah.
Mono Red Prowess is the police here.
Yeah, Vannifar, not the fastest deck, and 3-color mana bases necessitate you taking damage, but Nikki with a very strong hand is
She
super
just
explosive.
had it all
turn
lined
3.
up quite well.
Yeah. Well.
So, Shall we take a break and try to find
Yes.
another match?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
we'll be right back.